Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the fourth problem of Leetcode Biweekly contest 107, which is count zero request servers. This problem is quite straightforward and similar to some previous interview problems. So we are given an array logs of some what you can say tuple. This tuple contains two integers. One is server ID and one is time. So there could be n types of server from 1 to n, and mm, also we are given some integer x and n zero based integer array queries. So what we have to find, we have to find the number of servers which does not have received any request in the interval queries I minus x to queries I. So for this problem, let's go through the first example first. So the first example is, let's say, 1 3 2 6 and 1 5. So we have three number of servers, and let's draw the number line first. And let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So the first server has received a request at 3. So first server has received a request at 3. The second server has received a request at 6, and the first server received a request at, what you can say, 5. Now we are also given an integer x which is 5, and queries array 10 and 11. So for the first query we have to find the number of servers which has not received any request in the interval 10 minus 5 to 10. So 5 to 10 is the interval. So for 5 to 10, this interval, you can say that, sorry, I think this is 1. So 1 and 2, server 1 and 2 have received the request. So there are total number of servers is 3. So only one server has not received any request. So the answer will be 1. Now for the second part, second query, which is 11. So we have to find the number of server which has not received any request from 6 to 11. So let's do 6 to 11. So you can see that only the second server has received a request. So the number of servers which has not received any request is 1 and 3, which is 2. So for solving this problem, what we can think about is that this is a logs array and this is a queries array. So and this 3, 6, 5 are the times, and here 10 and 11 are also times. So what the thing we can do is that we can make an array containing this integer 3, 6, 5, 10 and 11. Okay, so let's make this array first. So let us arrange this. Let's say uh, first one is 3 6 5 10 11. 3 6 5 10 and 11. Okay, so and this 3 6 5 or you can say 3 5 6. Let's sort this 3 5 6 10 and 11. Now these first three are server logs. So first three are server logs. Let's mark it as server, and the second the fourth and fifth one are query logs. So let's mark it as query. Now 3 5 and 6 are from 3 and 5 are from first server, so mark it as 1, and 6 is from the second server, and this 10 is the first query, and 1 is 11 is the second query. Okay, so we have marked it. Now we will iterate over this array. We will iterate over this array. So when we are getting one server, we'll take one map and we will increment the value of this server ID. So d1 will be equals to 1. Now when we are at the second index, we are also getting another request from the first server. So now d1 will be 2. And when we are getting at the third index, d2 will be 1. Okay. Now we have arrived at one query request. When we have one query request, we'll just traverse this what you can say queue. We'll traverse this queue and we'll find that these three, the number of servers which are less than 10 minus 5, 10 minus 6. So we'll traverse this queue from the front end, and we'll check that 10 minus 5 is 5. So this server, the first request, is not valid for this query. So we'll remove this and we'll decrement the value of server 1. So now d1 will be 1. Okay. Now the 10 minus 5 is what you can say, this is equals to this 5, so these two requests are valid. So we have d1 equals to 1 and d2 equals to 1, so in total we have two servers. So we store 3 minus 2 equals to 1 as the answer for the first query. Similarly, when we are at 11, we'll just traverse to the front end of the queue. Now 11 minus 5 is 6. 5 is less than 6, so we'll remove this also and decrement the value of d1 as 0. Okay. Now there are only one active server, which is d2. So our answer will be 3 minus 1, which is 2. Okay. Now let's jump on to the solution, okay, implementation. So first I am storing docs I1, docs I0 minus 1 because I am using zero based index. So we can store one tuple of three values. One is what I can say time, second one is type, and the third one is ID. But instead of that, what we can do is that we can combine this type and ID. So let's say for the first one to, let's say there are n number of servers, so 1 to n will be the server IDs, and from n plus 1 to, let's say, n plus 1 to n plus number of queries, let's say q, these are the query IDs. Okay. That's what I have done. I am using zero based indexing for the servers because so 0 to n minus 1 will be of server IDs, and n to n plus uh, q minus 1 will be of the query IDs. So after sorting them, we do not require this thing. I have done this for some different kind of implementation. So this is one DQ. Now when we are getting some query request, so what I have already told is that we are using two different type of IDs. From n to n plus q minus 1 is the query ID. So when we are getting some query request, we'll just traverse through the DQ and check if the front of the DQ, q0 is the front of the DQ in Python. So the front of the DQ, if it is less than our what you can say, the query request time minus x, then we will remove this thing and we will do d's of server minus equals to 1. Now if this thing, the value of this map is equals to 0, that means this server is not active. So this c is the currently active server, so we will decrement the value of c, okay, and copying the first element from the queue, and we will store answer of bi1 minus n. We are using zero based indexing here also, equals to n minus c. Similarly, when we are getting some server requests, we will do q dot append I, and the value of server is bi1 because we are storing the time first and the server second. We will just increment the value of this map d of server. Now, if the d of server equals to 1, so we are getting this request at the first time. This server equals to the first time in this interval. We will just increment the value of currently active service, and at the end we are returning the answer array. I hope you got my approach and the implementation part. If you still have any doubt regarding any part of the video, you can always ask in the comment section. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.